The questions that I hear from everyone, from the reading that we just did, are really good. I wrote them down here in my notebook. And the first question we should address is fear. It said, the question that was asked is, I don't understand the whole section on fear. What did you take away from it? Me personally, I feel now that we should not base our decisions on fear. Fear is something in the future that we worry about that hasn't even came to pass yet. And we should be focusing in the present on things that we can change, actual things that we can be doing that might influence the future or our outcomes. The second question talked about our outcomes. Why should we detach ourselves from our outcomes? This also has to do with what talked about in the book with past, present, and future. We can't go back to the past. We can't change anything there. And we can't change the future. We can influence it, but only by doing things that we can be doing in the present. And so, how can you detach yourself from the outcome if you are accountable for the results? And so you always want to make sure you have goals for your results. And you know that they're there, and you see them. But when you go in to coach someone, like a sales rep, you don't just say, these are the results, we need to get the results. You live in the moment. You tell the person, hey, you're doing this good. What else are you doing? What can you do? What can you be doing better? How can I help you? And you focus on what they're doing with sales metrics, which ones they could focus on more, what sales objectives they could be trying to influence more. But you should not always focus on the results. You can mention them because all sales reps probably need to know what the results are. And then the next question that was brought up in our group was about active listening. And active listening also occurs within the moment. It can occur in the future. So if you come into a sales rep coaching session and you're already thinking about the results and where you want the sales rep to be, and you're saying, okay, I'm going to get this guy here by doing this, you can't be active listening because you already have a ulterior motive in mind. And so if you are active listening, you listen to the sales rep, what he's going through, what he feels like or she feels like they need help with, and then you help them. And if you still feel like your point you were going to bring into the meeting needed to be said, you can kind of tack it on to something else that has been discussed already. And then the last question that was brought up here in the group was, what is the meaning of becoming fully accountable? And becoming fully accountable means that if you're in a sales management position, you're accountable for everyone underneath of you within your team. That means their successes and their failures. And it's like, well, how can we be accountable for everything? Is that even something we can do? In the book, it discussed Southwest Airlines and how one time there was really, really bad weather and a lot of their flights got canceled and delayed and a lot of their passengers were stranded. And instead of Southwest Airlines saying, well, the weather was terrible, sorry, couldn't predict it, this and that, can't do anything, they said, no, we should have had a better system in place and we should have been prepared for this. We're sorry, we take full responsibility. We'll refund you your ticket, or you can have your same ticket and it can be free. And I believe that if we're fully accountable, those underneath of us will see that, the sales reps, and if the sales reps can only be accountable to let me say this one more time. A sales rep will only be as good as their superior. And if their superior cannot be accountable, they will not be accountable. Thank you.